Right now, the Sun Prairie School Board preparing to host a public meeting after 2 school board members and a principal quit their jobs within months. We're live at the meeting with the latest.
Plus, the man who pleaded guilty in a deadly crash that took the life of an 83-year-old last year, sentenced today.
And later, a man spending life in prison is now free after 27 years. Meet the team of UW students that were able to help exonerate him. We welcome you to News 3 Now at 6. Good evening and thank you for watching. Eric and Susan have the night off. Sun Prairie School Board is hosting a public meeting right now. This happening as 2 school board members and a principal quit within 2 months.
Our Tanisha Shaw is live outside the district. Tanisha, what are parents and the community expected to talk about at this meeting?
Yeah, in just minutes, parents and community members are expected to speak out about those recent resignations. So in the past 2 months, there has been 3 noteworthy resignations. First, it started with Renee Coleman. She left the district in October. She was in her role from 2021 to 2024. She did not say why she left, so she has not spoken out to Channel 3 or made a public statement on her behalf yet. But the school district has been had an investigation against her before she quit. In the investigation, they said she allegedly made inappropriate comments about staff, students, including the superintendent, and more. Now in November, Alwyn Foster resigned from the school board. I got a chance to speak to him right after he made his decision public.
Because there's not going to be another Miss Coleman in the school district. And Miss Coleman is the latest casualty. Sadly, she's not the last, and she's not the first. You've done your research, so you know about the curriculum violence. You know about the CKLA curriculum. You know how the Beam Awards just disconnected their partnership with Sun Prairie schools. And those are just the things that come to my mind off the top of my head. It seems to me that in Sun Prairie, if you're black and you're bold, they have a problem with you.
Last week, Lisa Goldsberry resigned from Sun Prairie School Board as well. In a statement, she said her main focus was to, quote, restore trust in the district. She went on to say it became clear to her that recently no one else on the board had that same vision, and they will, quote, go to great lengths to protect the status quo. Now, I reached out to the school board members and staff at the district several times, but I have not heard back yet. I will have updates tonight at 10 on what goes on in this meeting. Reporting in Sun Prairie, Tanisha Shaw, News 3 Now.
All right, Tanisha, thank you for that update. Now, the U.S. Supreme Court will not hear an appeal from parents in Eau Claire who wanted to challenge their school district's guidance for supporting trans students. That leaves in place an appellate ruling which dismissed the lawsuit, which argued the school district's policy violates constitutional protections for parental rights and religious freedom. The district's guidance encourages trans students to reach out to staff members with concerns and instructs employees to be careful who they talk to about a student's gender identity.
The Wisconsin Department of Public Instruction will get $10 million to grow their staff for in-school mental health services. DPI says the goal is to increase recruitment, retention, and diversity among school-based mental health professionals to best serve diverse student populations. This comes after 2023 data saw about 35% of Wisconsin students reporting feeling consistently sad or hopeless.
A lot of those rural districts where there isn't the access in the schools, there are also many of the same counties and parts of the state that are designated as healthcare provider shortage areas for mental health. So the need and the lack of resources is not just in the school, but in the broader community in which the students and families reside.
The grant follows the 2020 School-Based Mental Health Professionals Program, which led to the hiring of more than 348 school mental health workers since the 2021-22 school year.
The 115th Fighter Wing of the Wisconsin Air National Guard will be conducting evening training flights today through Thursday. During this time, area residents may see or hear F-35 aircraft taking off or landing until around 9:15. Pilots and maintenance personnel are required to conduct nighttime operations as a part of their overall readiness. They'll follow flight paths designed to minimize noise to people living nearby. Well, a mild day to start the work week, but unfortunately that's all going to change. Is that right, Alex?
Yeah, sorry to be the bearer of bad news. We start off with stellar weather with high temperatures up near 50 degrees, and let's get right to it. This is where our temperatures are going to go throughout the course of this week. Unfortunately, we got a polar plunge on the way. Temperatures will be 20 degrees colder on Tuesday, and by the time we get to Thursday, yet almost another 20 degrees colder, right? Quite frankly, another 20 degrees colder. But then the temperatures jump by 20 to 30 degrees by the time we get to the following weekend. So it is a brief polar plunge, and that's certainly good news for southern Wisconsin, not an extended period of cold weather, but that's what we're up against this week. And there will also be some precipitation that we're going to talk about too during our 6 o'clock newscast. High temperatures today, it did not get up to 79 degrees in Viroqua. That's just bad data set. That's just bad data in the data set that we have here. They got up to the upper 40s to the lower 50s, which is still pretty good for this time in December. Saw some folks out in shorts. Wouldn't be surprised yet for a few out in shorts yet this evening with temperatures still in the 40s, which is 10 degrees above normal still at 6 o'clock at night. A little cooler off, though, towards the north and the northwest. For Viroqua, you're at 36 degrees. We got a cold front that's moving towards southern Wisconsin. It's one of several cold fronts that we will experience over the next couple days as we transition towards this polar plunge. 44 in Madison, 44 in Middleton, 43 in Oregon. Warm spot 45 to the north in Waunakee and in DeForest. So 44 are planning our evening. That's right on the money. Joining Jacob tonight at 10 will be still 37. That's still warm for this time of year, but the temperatures continue to slide down by the time you wake up tomorrow morning with Savannah near 30 degrees. Coming up in Maine weather, we're going to track the cold air and also some snow chances that are entering the forecast.
Alex, thank you. The man charged in a crash that killed an 83-year-old last year will go to prison for 4 years. 27-year-old Alex Young pleaded guilty in August to homicide by intoxicated use of a vehicle. After prison, Young will serve 5 years of extended supervision and won't be able to drive until after a year of being out of jail. The crash happened near the intersection of West Washington Avenue and South Park Street. The criminal complaint says Young was driving at 80 miles per hour before the crash. Officers found an empty bottle of wine on the floor of the car, but Young denied drinking prior to the incident. But a sobriety test found his blood alcohol content to be at 1.46.
A man who spent 27 years behind bars is free after a Milwaukee County judge canceled his life sentence at the end of November. Manuel Kakuta was a teenager when he was convicted of a double murder. A crime advocates and lawyers from the Wisconsin Innocence Project don't believe he committed.
Our Merrill Hubbard is here to tell us how the Innocence Project found the cracks in Kakuta's case. Merrill.
Yeah, Maddie, Armand, the Wisconsin Innocence Project works to free innocent people from prison and train the next generation of legal leaders. I'm going to introduce you to 3 people, an attorney and 2 law students at UW-Madison who saw innocence in Kakuta's case. These are the people that made his release a reality.
Do you think that Manuel would still be in jail without the Wisconsin Innocence Project?
Unfortunately, yes. We're sort of the last resort for so many people who are incarcerated.
WIP took Kakuta on as a client in 2016. Since then, at least 2 attorneys and 8 students have stepped in to push the needle forward. That includes Noemi Reyes and Gabriela Marquez.
I think about it as everybody deserves an opportunity to live their life and to go on and be a part of a community and do great things.
One of the reasons that I came to UW Law was actually for the Innocence Project. I had heard about it through cases just over the years, and it was all really inspirational to me, and I really wanted to be part of it.
They make my job super easy. I feel like I do more learning from them than they do from me.
Christopher Lau, co-director of WIP, is the guide to help the students through the criminal law process.
They really are sort of like the 2 attorneys driving the case, and I just am there to check in with them.
27 years ago, Manuel was sentenced to life in prison for a double murder. He was a teenager.
I could tell that he had even more legal knowledge than I did. So it just goes to show like how hard he's worked. So definitely, like, he's a very optimistic, hardworking person.
WIP picked up his case because there was no physical evidence and no weapon tied to Kakuta at the crime.
The really unique thing I think about Memo's case is the victim's family also believed in his innocence and strongly advocated for his release. So at the hearing that we did 2 weeks ago, 3 of the siblings of one of the decedents in the case came to the court and told the court, we want to see Manuel out. We don't think he did it.
After months of hard work, in November of 2024, Kakuta had a hearing that set him free.
When the judge finally said, you know, I'm going to go ahead and vacate the sentence, I kind of like let out a sigh of relief.
He looked over at me and I just smiled at him and I nodded yes. And tears just started coming down his face and I was doing everything to not cry too.
Seeing Kokoda be released has inspired Reyes and Marquez to continue working in criminal justice. They tell me this experience has boosted their spirits and they believe anything is possible.
Meryl, thank you so much. Well, coming up on News 3 Now at 6, the holiday events keep chugging along.
After the break, we track down the Canadian Pacific holiday train as it makes its way through Wisconsin.
You're watching News 3 Now at 6, brought to you by Gruber Law Offices.
No matter how you say it. Gruber Law Offices. One call, that's all.
Hurry into Shopko Optical before your vision benefits expire. Our professional team will walk you through your options, and together, we will maximize your benefits on exams, frames, contact lenses, and more. Your personalized eye care awaits. Visit Shopko Optical today.
Save big money with these hot deals at Menards. Prepare holiday meals with a roaster or foil pan with lid. Just 89 cents each. Decorate for the holidays with live poinsettias. Only $6.99. Plus, stay warm with men's thermal sets. Just $9.99 after rebate. Hurry, these hot deals won't last long. Sign up for Menards emails to get more big savings right to your inbox.
Save big money at Menards.
Toyotathon is on. Now's the time to get an exciting new Toyota, like Camry.
Wait, what?
RAV4 Hybrid.
Cool.
Tundra, and more.
Whoa.
How'd you do that? Toyotathon magic.
Right now, lease a new 2024 Tacoma for $279 a month. Or get 1.99% APR for 72 months on a tough new Tundra.
'Tis the season for Toyotathon.
Toyota, let's go places.
Your eyewear should be as individual as you. With Shopko Optical's extensive selection of frames and lenses, our optometrist will learn about you and help you customize the right choice for your lifestyle. Visit Shopko Optical and find your new signature style today.
The name, image, and likeness system changed the game for college athletes, but now new revenue-sharing rules could take it to a whole new level. How will these changes shake up UW athletics, and what will it mean for the student athletes and the department as a whole? We'll break it all down Thursday at 6.
You're watching News 3 Now at 6, moving forward.
The Canadian Pacific Kansas City Railroad's 2024 holiday train is making its way through Wisconsin.
Our Kyle Pozorski is following its progress. Earlier this afternoon, Kyle caught up with the train in Boston.
We followed the holiday train here to Madison on its third of 3 stops in southern Wisconsin on Monday. First it went to Portage and then to Wisconsin Dells. Now take a look at this crowd here that has assembled on Division Street in Boston. The Canadian Pacific Kansas City actually does this at many stops along its network in communities just like this. What they do in each of them is they hold the concert and they show off the train like we're seeing here. But they also ask for the community to donate food items, non-perishables, to the local food bank. The train line also provides a check, a monetary donation from the train line to the food bank to help them out as well during this holiday season. We are enjoying the music here in Madison tonight, but after this, they're going to head up north to Tacoma and then to Sparta before finishing the Wisconsin leg of the trip in La Crosse. Reporting here now in Madison, I'm Kyle Pozorski, News 3 Now.
Looks like a chugging, cheerful time. I love it.
Totally.
Thank you, Kyle. Well, still ahead, respiratory virus season off to a slow start, while health officials worry that trend could end soon.
Plus, decorating is popular this time of year, but can also pose a danger. What you can do to keep you and your home safe.
And don't get too comfortable with today's nice temps. Alex returns with the polar plunge heading our way when we come back.
It's closed.
What about my letter?
Call Uncle Brian.
To the North Pole.
Peppa! Oh,
The December to Remember sales event.
no. He did get my letter.
Get offers on select models.
Let your kindness shine bright at the Century House.
This holiday season, donate $50 or more to charity and save $400 on stressless Mayfair recliners and ottomans. And save $200 on any stressless recliner, home office chair, and each seat of a stressless sofa. Plus, take $200 off 4 stressless dining chairs now. Shop the Century House, 3420 University Avenue in Madison.
I've been a motorcyclist for a little over 20 years now. I always wanted to have a motorcycle my whole life, and dashing helps me support that hobby. I love the flexibility of dashing. I love the connections I make. Dashing lets me do what I want, when I want. I'm my own boss now. If dashers can maintain their freedom, flexibility, and independence, and have access to benefits, that would really be the best of both worlds. Portable benefits would help me cover medical costs, dental, vision. That would be fantastic.
Want a flatter, tighter tummy? Then check out new Ab EX from Sono Bello.
After my pregnancies, my body just never bounced back. I had this stomach overhang that made me self-conscious.
Emotionally, it was really sad. Feeling good up here, but you look down and you don't.
After having my babies, it went in a different direction. From here, it went to here, and I just couldn't get rid of that.
Introducing Ab EX from Sono Bello. Remove fat and lose excess skin permanently in just one visit.
I got the tummy tuck results without the tummy tuck downtime.
And I finally got the flat stomach I wanted.
I'm able to get back in my size 8 jeans. I feel sexy, I feel confident.
It feels good to feel good and look good. The mommy belly is gone.
Schedule your free, no obligation consultation and find out how you can get $250 off instantly. Call 1-888-557-5298 or go to sonobello.com.
The polar vortex is bringing a lot of snow.
Just be safe getting home.
This storm will be here through the night, as will I.
The December to Remember sales event. Get offers on select models.
You're watching News 3 Now at 6. Moving forward.
Respiratory virus season is ramping up as emergency department visits for diagnosed RSV are now moderate for the first time this season.
The main increase in the illness is among young children. Preliminary CDC data estimates up to 1.5 million flu cases, up to 22,000 hospitalizations, and up to 2,100 flu deaths between October 1st and November 30th.
The present vaccination rate is similar to previous years, but it's still running below what it did prior to COVID.
The CDC recommends everyone 6 months and older get the flu and updated COVID-19 shots. The one-time RSV vaccine is recommended for adults 75 and older and those between the ages of 60 and 74 at high risk of severe disease. Those pregnant can also protect against RSV with a shot between 27 and 36 weeks of pregnancy, and infants up to 8 months old born during this season can receive 1 dose of monoclonal antibodies. According to the Consumer Product Safety Commission, there are around 160 decorating-related injuries every day during the holiday season.
And sometimes those accidents can be deadly. Christine Lazar reports.
Last year, on Christmas Day, firefighters rushed to a Miami area home after the Christmas tree caught fire, leaving behind major damage. No one was injured, but in 2021, a similar situation near Philadelphia turned deadly. Investigators believe a faulty electric star on top of a dry tree led to the fire that killed a father and 2 of his children.
Why is it so important that we make sure that our Christmas tree is watered?
If your Christmas tree isn't watered, it gets dry really fast, and a dry tree can go up in a burst of flames.
Alexander Hohen-Sarek is chair of the Consumer Product Safety Commission, which set up this demonstration to show just how fast it can happen. Both trees are set on fire with a device at the bottom. The one on the left is watered and the flame smolders. The one on the right is dry, and in seconds, the ceiling is engulfed in flames. Experts say candles can also pose a danger. It's important to not place them next to anything flammable. And every year, people get hurt putting up decorations. During the 2023 holiday season, nearly 15,000 people were treated for decorating-related injuries.
We see a lot of falls around this time of year, mostly from people using ladders. Have somebody there to spot you when you're using a ladder. put the ladder on a firm, flat surface to ensure that it's not going to tip over.
If you are using that ladder to put up lights, make sure there are no frayed wires or loose sockets. A simple step that can prevent a tragedy this holiday season. Christine Lazar, CBS News, Los Angeles.
Safety experts say it's also important not to overload electrical outlets, and if you buy an artificial tree, make sure it has a fire-resistant label and is certified by a respected lab.
A big temperature swing on its way. Let's check back with Alex for the complete forecast.
Absolutely big indeed. Let's get right to it here. This is what we're up against, as I was saying earlier in first weather. By Thursday morning, we're going to have Arctic air pulling in from Canada, from Arctic regions even further to the north, bringing us wind chills. That's the feels like factor, as cold as 15 below zero by Thursday morning. But how do we get here? Let's tell that story. Right now, nothing like that. 44 in Madison. We have calm winds, but we have a cold front that's on the way to southern Wisconsin, one of several. We won't see evidence of that cold front here in Madison, at least not up through 10 o'clock. And Jacob will be here at 10 as clouds start to fill in out ahead of it. Temperature still, though, in the upper 30s. Right now, our temperature is 44 in Madison, 39 in Janesville, but look off towards the north and towards the west. As you get out towards portions of Minnesota, you start to see some of the blues showing up on the temperature map. That's that colder air starting to inch its way towards southern Wisconsin, and the temperatures are going to continue to go down. Not too much tonight. Still a touch above normal. Normal lows are right around 20. We'll be in the mid-20s to start off Tuesday morning. But cold front number 1 comes through tonight, rather benign. It stays on the cooler side. This is that 20-degree swing. By noon on Tuesday, we're still in the upper 20s to right around 30. And we only stay in the upper 20s to right around 30. Watch what happens as we go into Wednesday, though. Look at that dark blue coming in off of the plains out from Minnesota and Iowa into Wisconsin. Teens by Wednesday morning to the northwest. We'll have our high early in the day on Wednesday of 22. The temperatures continue to fall, and when we do our 6 o'clock newscast, I'll be here Wednesday, our temperatures are only going to be around 6 degrees. So there we see that series of cold fronts, those polar cold fronts, and then waking up Thursday morning, this is what it's going to feel like. Very similar to last week. Almost dangerously cold. This was right on that threshold. We may highlight Thursday morning for alert day conditions if our wind chill values are going to get any colder than this. And there is a possibility we could have localized wind chills to 20 below zero Thursday morning. But it's short-lived. With that polar cold front on Wednesday, a few snow showers, and we're eyeing up a better chance for precipitation this week as well. First, with Wednesday's polar cold front, maybe a dusting, maybe an inch at best, with some briefly reduced visibilities as that cold front comes through on Wednesday. But there's a better chance for snow in our forecast. Here's that polar cold front on Wednesday. Look at Friday here. A better chance Friday night especially. Then as we go into Saturday, after a little bit of light accumulation expected, look how warm we get on Saturday, back up to 36. So we swing from that polar plunge right up to 36, 37 by the time we get to Sunday. So any snow we get Friday night going into early Saturday, ending perhaps as a mix, it's going to start to melt. And as we go out into next week, temperatures staying actually at or just slightly above normal. So once we get through our little polar plunge and then some wintry precipitation Friday night and Saturday, our weather conditions will stay rather seasonable.
And coming up in sports, another day, another Badger entering the transfer portal. Why the latest one leaving Madison is a little bit surprising. Next on News 3 Now.
News 3 Now First Warn Weather is brought to you by Lazy Boy Home Furnishings and Decor.
Discover a shopping and design experience as comfortable as the furniture. Lazy Boy Home Furnishings and Decor. Schedule your free design consultation today.
Ever wonder why your house is so cold and drafty? Knowing the answer could save you a lot of money. Usually, the problem is your walls. That's why USA Foam Insulation is such a game changer. It's easily installed from the outside and fills up your wall cavities with cold-blocking foam. Your warm air stays inside, your furnace runs less, and you get a lower gas bill. And right now, USA Insulation has their best deals of the year because they know winter is when you need it the most.
USA Insulation.
Hey, this is Reba McEntire. Everyone told me I needed to see Shuck, and I saw it. So now I'm here to tell you to see Shuck. It's full of jokes, songs, and corn. Just like me.
At Overture Center, February 4th through 9th. Tickets at overture.org.
Are record high energy costs putting a squeeze on your fixed or limited incomes? While you haven't asked for it, the Keep Wisconsin Warm Cool Fund and your local energy assistance providers are here to help. No Wisconsin resident should ever have to face the challenge of living without heat or power or face homelessness. For a hand up, apply today.
Red 25.
You're going down.
It's a hut.
Life's better when you're under our roof.
I'm open.
Go deep.
Because you'll feel totally protected.
Number one.
Also, your family can pursue their dreams. Bundle life and save up to 25% on home and auto. American Family Insurance. Get a quote and find an agent at amfam.com.
This is morning in Wisconsin. And while you're getting started, we've been getting ready to show you what's happening on this new day. News 3 Now this morning is leading the way with local breaking news, showing you the places and meeting the people that make our area special, and letting you know what to expect when you head out the door. Start your day with the Emmy Award-winning News 3 Now this morning, weekdays from 4:30 to 7. Experience the Channel 3000 News app today, tailored for your news the way you want it. With a customizable home page and faster page loads, download the Channel 3000 News app, powered by News 3 Now.
Tyler Van Dyke came into Wisconsin with 1 year of eligibility left, but before he could use that for the football team, he tore his ACL in Week 3 against Alabama. The thought was that TVD would stick around for another year as the Wisconsin QB. But today, Van Dyke entered the transfer portal, and this is big news. It comes a couple of days after Wisconsin hired a new offensive coordinator, Jeff Grimes, who is left with two viable options under center, but not his top option, which would be Tyler Van Dyke, or he can go back into the portal fishing for a new quarterback. After a winless week, Wisconsin basketball did not drop out of the AP Top 25, but they did drop 9 spots, now the 20th ranked team in the country. They travel to Illinois tomorrow, a team they've lost 8 straight games to, all the way back to 2019 you'd have to go to find the Badgers where that streak started. And if they want to break their current streak as well, Greg Gard wants to get John Blackwell involved early and often.
At times early, I didn't think he played fast enough. I wanted him more aggressive, putting them more on their heels, but I want him playing aggressive. I want him playing downhill and quite frankly, doing more of that earlier. You know, and I took him out early, and that was my message to him. Hey, let's not walk this thing up. Let's attack.
Andrew, thank you. We do have some breaking news right now on the suspected killer of United Healthcare's CEO. Luigi Mangione is being ordered to be held without bail after a brief court appearance in Pennsylvania. Mangione has been charged with weapons, forgery, and other related charges. We'll have more on this developing story later on News 3 Now at 10.
But for now, we'll send it to you, Alex.
All right.
Final check of the forecast.
Plenty to talk about in the weather department here. First, look at the temperature swing. Temperatures on Tuesday barely getting above 30. That's a 20-degree temperature difference. Then we go from 30 down to 10. So that's another 20-degree temperature swing by the time we get to Thursday. Some light snow on Friday night going into Saturday, but we warm up, so any snow that we do get is going to start to melt right away.
Well,
I like the snow melting.
Up and down.
I'm okay with that.
Too. Yes.
Thanks so much, everyone. We'll see you later tonight on News 3 Now at 10.